Hey guys, it's Miss Clark. This is the reading lesson for May 5th, 2020. And I just wanted to introduce you guys to a new story. It's called Tops and Bottoms. It's a really great story. I can't wait to read it to you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, Tops and Bottoms. I can use depth and complexity icons to analyze aspects of a story. And the second I can statement is I can identify characters' actions, traits, and motivation. So, vocabulary. We have cooked up a plan, which means like thought up a plan. Tops is talking about the tops of vegetables. Bottoms is talking about the bottoms of vegetables. And then very bad shape. That means that, you know, they're not doing very well when it comes to financial problems. They might be running low on money. Okay. All right. So depth and complexity. Let's review ethics, patterns, changes over time, and details. So ethics means like right versus wrong. Okay. So when you see a character making either a good decision or a bad decision, that's ethics. Patterns are things that happen over and over again in a pattern in a story. Change over time is basically like how it says how the story changes over time, and then details we understand from main idea and details are small parts of the story that are important. So first we need to create a chart. So I want you to create a 4-box chart just like I have. Now, this chart is going to be used as we are reading the story. So make sure that you have this ready before we start the story. So now let's read the story and look for these depth and complexity icons. Record them on your chart as we read. So you're going to be looking for those 4 things. All right, and here's our story. It's called Tops and Bottoms. Okay, so Tops and Bottoms by Janet Stevens. Tops and Bottoms, here's the title page. So once upon a time, there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear, and he had given all of his wealth to his son, but all Bear wanted to do was sleep. So not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He had once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with a tortoise and had sold all of his land to Bear to pay off the debt. Hare and his family were in very bad shape. The children are so hungry, Father Hare. We must think of something, Mrs. Hare cried one day. So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and cooked up a plan. The next day, Hare hopped down the road to Bear's house. Bear, of course, was asleep. Hello, Bear, wake up. It's your neighbor Hare, and I have an idea. Bear opened one eye and grunted. We can be business partners, Hare said. All we need is this field right here in front of your house. I'll do the hard work by planting and harvesting, and we can split the profit right down the middle. Yes, sir. Bear, we're in this together. I'll work and you sleep. Huh? Said Bear. So, what will it be, Bear? Asked Hare. The top half or the bottom half? It's up to you, tops or bottoms. Let's see, Bear said with a yawn. I'll take the top half. Hare, right, tops. Hare smiled. It's a done deal, Bear. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. Hare planted, Mrs. Hare watered, and everyone weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, Wake up, Bear! You've got the tops and I get the bottoms. Hare and his family dug up the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. Hare plucked off all the tops, tossed them into a pile for Bear, and put the bottoms aside for himself. Bear stared at his pile. But Hare, all the best parts are in your half. You chose the tops, Bear, Hare said. Now, Hare, you've tricked me. You plant this field again, and this season I want the bottoms. Hare agreed. It's a done deal, Bear. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, Wake up, Bear! You get the bottoms, and I get the tops. You can see his house is falling apart. Hare and his family gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, and the celery. Hare pulled off the bottoms for Bear and put the tops in his own pile. Bear looked at his pile and scowled. Hare, you've cheated me again. But Bear, Hare said, you wanted the bottoms this time. Bear growled. You plant this field again. Hare, you've tricked me twice, and you owe me one season of both tops and bottoms. You're right, poor old Bear, sighed Hare. It's only fair that you get both tops and bottoms this time. It's a done deal, Bear. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded, then watered and weeded some more. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, Wake up, Bear! This time you get the tops and the bottoms. There in front of Bear's house lay a high field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every cornstalk. Hare tugged off the roots on the bottom and the tassels at the top and put them in a pile for Bear. Then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched. See, Bear? You get the tops and the bottoms. I get the middles. Yes, sir. Bear, it's a done deal. By now, Bear was wide awake. That's it, Hare, he hollered. From now on, I'll plant my own crops and take the tops, bottoms, and middles. Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road toward home. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with the profit from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners again. And that's the end. So, do you guys like that book? I really do. It's such a great lesson. You can learn a good moral from the story. All right, so now that you've been completing different parts of your chart, so think about the ethics, right? Morals, right and wrong, details, changes over time, and then patterns. Now, let's think about character traits. So on the back of your paper up here that you made the chart on, at the bottom, you're going to have character traits. So what are character traits? And what is the difference between traits and emotions? Okay, so character traits are words that describe a character, either good or bad. So what's the difference between traits and emotions? Emotions are how a character feels, and traits are how they are, their personality and stuff. Okay, then it says, how does a character's actions and motivations help us determine character traits? Well, if you see what a character does, you can kind of say, hey, you know what, because they did this, then because this is the action they took, then that's why they are this character trait. It's like evidence. So, in your independent practice, you're going to find the work labeled 4-30 in your work packet. You will be creating a character analysis chart and answering comprehension questions about our story. So remember to reference the text. You can always go back in the video to listen to the story again, or there should be a copy included in your packet. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys later. Bye.